You were not born to survive. You were born to thrive. And if you are breathing right now, even if you have nothing left, even if you feel like you have wasted years, even if everyone around you has given up on you, you still have what it takes to turn everything around. Because your life is not defined by what happened to you. It is defined by what is still inside you. Let me tell you something that changed my life forever. I discovered that success is not an event. Success is a rhythm. It is not something you arrive at one day and then relax. Success is what you do when nobody is watching. Success is what you repeat when you do not feel like it. Success is built in the dark, in the early mornings, in the moments when you choose discipline over comfort. And I want to share with you 5 habits that I practice every single day that transform my life from ordinary to extraordinary. Not because I was special, not because I had connections, not because I was lucky, but because I decided to stop being a victim and start being an architect of my own destiny. The first habit that changed everything for me was this. I started every single day with a conversation with my Creator before I had a conversation with creation. You see, most people wake up and immediately grab their phones. They check messages. They scroll through other people's lives. They fill their minds with news, opinions, gossip, and noise before they've even defined their own thoughts. And then they wonder why they feel anxious. They wonder why they feel empty. They wonder why they have no direction. Listen to me carefully. The way you start your day determines the way you live your day. And the way you live your day determines the way you live your life. I made a decision years ago that no voice would speak into my spirit before I heard the voice of purpose. No opinion would shape my mood before I aligned myself with truth. No problem would intimidate me before I remembered who created me and why I am here. So every morning, before the sun came up, before my phone rang, before the world made its demands, I would sit in silence and I would pray. Not religious rituals, not empty words, but real conversation. I would say thank you for another day. I would ask for wisdom. I would surrender my plans and ask to be led by something greater than my own understanding. And something miraculous happened. I stopped being controlled by my circumstances. I stopped being a slave to my emotions. I started walking with a confidence that did not come from what I owned, but from who owned me. You want to know why most people are powerless? Because they are disconnected from the source of power. They are trying to run on empty. They are trying to fight battles with no backup. They are trying to build a life with no foundation. And when the storms come, and the storms will come, they collapse because they were never rooted. They were just going through the motions. But when you start your day connected to your Creator, you walk differently. You talk differently. You respond to challenges differently because you know you are not alone. You know you are not an accident. You know that the same power that created galaxies lives inside you. The second habit I practiced every single day was this. I fed my mind with truth before the world fed me lies. You see, your mind is the most valuable real estate in the universe. What you allow into it determines what comes out of it. And I realize that most people rent out their minds to the highest bidder. They let television tell them what to think. They let social media tell them what to value. They let broke people tell them how to get rich. They let unhappy people tell them how to be happy. And then they are surprised when their lives reflect confusion and failure. I decided that I would guard my mind like a soldier guards a treasure. Every single day I would read, I would study, I would listen to voices that had achieved what I wanted to achieve. I stopped watching the news first thing in the morning because the news only reports what went wrong. I stopped listening to people who had never been where I was trying to go. I stopped allowing negative conversations to poison my spirit. Instead, I filled my mind with wisdom. I read books written by people who had built empires. I listened to teachings that reminded me of my purpose. I meditated on principles that had stood the test of time. And slowly, my thinking began to change. And when your thinking changes, your life changes. Let me tell you something. They do not teach you in school. You will never rise above the level of your thinking. You can work hard. You can wake up early. You can sacrifice everything. But if your mind is still filled with poverty, fear, and limitation, you will sabotage every opportunity that comes your way. Your mind is not just a tool. Your mind is the blueprint of your future. And if you do not intentionally design that blueprint, someone else will. The world will design it for you. And the world does not have your best interests at heart. I remember when I was broke and frustrated, I would listen to people talk about their dreams, and I would mock them in my mind. I would call them unrealistic. I would call them foolish. But the truth is, I was not mocking them. I was revealing what I believed about myself. I had accepted mediocrity as my destiny. I had believed that greatness was for other people, and that belief became my prison. But when I started feeding my mind with truth, when I started studying the lives of people who refused to settle, something inside me woke up. I realized I was not born to be average. I was born to be exceptional. Not because I was better than anyone else, but because I was designed by a creator who does not make junk. The third habit I practiced every day was this. I wrote down my vision and I looked at it until it looked back at me. You see, most people live their entire lives without a clear vision. They just drift. They react. They survive. They wake up, go to work, come home, watch television, go to sleep, and repeat the same cycle until they die. And on their deathbed, they realize they never actually lived. They just existed. But I refused to be that person. I made a decision that I would not die with my music still inside me. I would not waste the gift of life just going through the motions. So I took a piece of paper and I wrote down exactly what I wanted my life to look like. Not what my parents wanted, not what society expected, not what seemed realistic, but what burned in my heart. I wrote down the kind of person I wanted to become, the kind of impact I wanted to make, the kind of legacy I wanted to leave. And I did not just write it once and forget about it. I looked at it every single day. I read it out loud. I visualized it. I prayed over it. I adjusted it when I gained more clarity. But I never let it go. And here is what happened. That vision became my compass. When opportunities came that did not align with my vision, I said no. When people tried to distract me with drama and nonsense, I walked away. When I felt like quitting, I looked at my vision and remembered why I started. That piece of paper became more powerful than any circumstance. Because circumstances change, but vision keeps you anchored. Circumstances lie to you, but vision reminds you of the truth. Let me ask you something. What is your vision? Can you tell me right now what you are building? Can you tell me where you are going? Or are you just hoping things work out? Are you just wishing for a better life? Because hope without vision is just fantasy. And wishing without work is just wasting time. You need to see it before you live it. You need to define it before you can design it. And once you see it clearly, once you write it down and commit to it, the universe conspires to make it happen. Not because of magic, but because clarity creates focus, and focus creates power. I have watched people with average talent accomplish extraordinary things because they had a clear vision. And I have watched people with incredible talent waste their lives because they had no direction. Talent without vision is like a car without a steering wheel. It has power, but it is going nowhere. And worse, it will eventually crash. But when you combine talent with vision, when you combine work with purpose, you become unstoppable. The fourth habit I practiced every single day was this. I invested in relationships that made me better, and I walked away from relationships that made me bitter. You see, your relationships will either elevate you or suffocate you. There's no middle ground. Show me your friends, and I will show you your future. Show me who you spend your time with, and I will tell you where you are going. Because you become like the people you surround yourself with. If you hang around complainers, you will become a complainer. If you hang around dreamers, you will become a dreamer. If you hang around people who settle for less, you will settle for less. But if you surround yourself with people who are hungry, who are growing, who are pushing boundaries, you will be forced to rise. I had to make some painful decisions. I had to walk away from friendships that I had held for years, not because those people were bad, but because they were not going where I was going. They were comfortable with mediocrity, and I was hungry for greatness. They wanted to talk about problems, and I wanted to talk about solutions. They wanted to gossip, and I wanted to grow. And I realized that loyalty to the wrong people is betrayal to your purpose. You cannot carry everyone into your future. Some people are only meant to be in your life for a season. But here is the beautiful part. When you let go of the wrong relationships, you create space for the right ones. I started connecting with people who challenged me, people who asked me hard questions, people who believed in me even when I did not believe in myself, people who had been where I wanted to go and were willing to show me the way. And those relationships changed my life. They opened doors I did not even know existed. They taught me things I could never learn from a book. They held me accountable when I wanted to quit, and they celebrated with me when I won. Listen to me. You were not designed to walk alone. You were designed for community, but not just any community, the right community. Iron sharpens iron. Eagles fly with eagles. Lions hunt with lions. And if you are trying to soar with chickens, you will never leave the ground. So evaluate your circle. Are the people around you pushing you toward your purpose or pulling you away from it? Are they adding value to your life or draining energy from it? And have the courage to make the hard choices, because your destiny is too important to be sabotaged by people who do not understand it. The fifth habit I practiced every single day was this. I did something that scared me. I stepped out of my comfort zone and into my growth zone. You see, most people spend their entire lives avoiding discomfort. They want success, but they do not want struggle. They want growth, but they do not want pain. They want to be great, but they do not want to be uncomfortable. And that is why most people never become who they were meant to be, because greatness lives on the other side of fear. Your breakthrough is always hiding behind the thing you are afraid to do. Every single day, I made a decision to do at least one thing that made me nervous. Maybe it was making a phone call I had been avoiding. Maybe it was having a difficult conversation. Maybe it was trying something new. Maybe it was speaking in front of people, even though my hands were shaking. But I did it. I did it afraid. I did it nervous. I did it imperfectly, but I did it. And every time I stepped out, I grew. Every time I faced my fear, it lost its power over me. And slowly, the things that used to terrify me became normal. The challenges that used to intimidate me became opportunities. You want to know the secret to confidence? It is not positive thinking. It is not affirmations. Confidence comes from doing hard things and surviving. Confidence comes from failing and getting back up. Confidence comes from facing your fears and realizing they were not as big as you thought. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you expand your capacity. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you believed. And that proof becomes the foundation for your next level. I have watched people with incredible potential stay stuck their entire lives because they were afraid. Afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid of what people would think, afraid of looking foolish. And that fear became their prison. They died with their dreams still inside them. They died with their gifts still wrapped. They died without ever knowing what they were truly capable of. And that is the real tragedy. Not that they failed, but that they never tried. Let me tell you something to set you free. Failure is not your enemy. Comfort is. Comfort is the slow death of potential. Comfort is the place where dreams go to die. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Because as long as you are comfortable, you will never push yourself to discover what you are really made of. You will never test your limits. You will never unlock the power that is dormant inside you. And you will live a safe, small, predictable life. And on your last day, you will look back with regret and ask yourself, what if? What if I had tried? What if I had believed? What if I had stepped out? Do not let that be your story. Do not let fear steal your future. Do not let comfort rob you of your destiny. Every single day, do something that scares you. Take the risk. Make the call. Have the conversation. Start the project. Apply for the position. Launch the business. Write the book. Record the video. Whatever it is that is burning inside you, do it. Do it afraid. Do it imperfectly. Do it without knowing how it will turn out. But do it, because action cures fear. Movement creates momentum, and momentum creates miracles. Now let me bring this all together. These 5 habits sound simple. Wake up and pray. Feed your mind. Write your vision. Build the right relationships. Do something that scares you. But simple does not mean easy. These habits require discipline. They require consistency. They require sacrifice. Most people will hear this message and feel inspired for 5 minutes, and then they will go back to their old habits. They will hit the snooze button tomorrow morning. They will scroll through social media instead of reading a book. They will keep complaining instead of creating a vision. They will hold on to toxic relationships because letting go is uncomfortable. And they will stay in their comfort zone because stepping out is scary. But you are not most people. If you were, you would not still be listening. Something inside you knows that you were made for more. Something inside you is tired of settling. Something inside you is ready to rise. And I am here to tell you that it is not too late. I do not care how old you are. I do not care how many times you have failed. I do not care how many people have rejected you. I do not care how much you have lost. As long as you are breathing, you have another chance. Your past does not define you. Your mistakes do not disqualify you. Your background does not determine your future. The only thing that matters is what you decide to do right now, today, this moment. Will you keep making excuses, or will you start making progress? Will you keep blaming circumstances, or will you start creating solutions? Will you keep waiting for the perfect moment, or will you start with what you have? Let me tell you the truth about the perfect moment. It does not exist. There will never be a perfect time to start. There will always be obstacles. There will always be doubts. There will always be reasons to wait. But champions do not wait for perfect conditions. Champions create conditions. They start where they are. They use what they have. They do what they can. And then they adjust along the way, because motion creates clarity. You cannot steer a parked car. You have to start moving before you can figure out the direction. I started with nothing, no money, no connections, no resources, just a burning desire to be more than my circumstances said I could be. And I made a decision that I would do these 5 habits every single day, no matter what. Even when I did not feel like it, even when I did not see results, even when people laughed at me, even when I wanted to quit, I kept showing up. I kept doing the work. I kept believing. And slowly, things began to change. Not overnight, not in a week, not in a month. But over time, consistency created momentum. And momentum created breakthrough. And the same thing will happen for you. If you commit to these habits, if you protect your mornings, if you guard your mind, if you clarify your vision, if you build the right circle, if you step out of your comfort zone, your life will transform. Not because of luck, not because of magic, but because you aligned yourself with the principles that govern success. And principles do not fail. Gravity works whether you believe in it or not. Seed time and harvest work whether you understand them or not. And the principle of discipline, creating destiny, works whether you feel it or not. So here is my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, practice these 5 habits. Do not negotiate with yourself. Do not make excuses. Do not skip a day because you are tired or busy or unmotivated. Just do it. Wake up early and pray. Read something that feeds your mind. Look at your vision and refine it. Invest in relationships that elevate you. And do at least one thing that scares you. 30 days. That is all I am asking. And I promise you, If you do this with sincerity and consistency, you will not recognize yourself at the end of those 30 days. You will walk with more confidence. You will speak with more authority. You will see opportunities you were blind to before. You will attract people and resources that were not available to you before, because you will have become a different person, and different people produce different results. You cannot keep doing the same things and expect different outcomes. That is insanity. You have to change your habits to change your life. You have to change your routines to change your results. You have to change yourself to change your world. And let me tell you something about change. It is uncomfortable. It is difficult. It will require you to let go of old patterns. It will require you to say no to things you used to say yes to. It will require you to disappoint some people. It will require you to be misunderstood. But it will also require you to finally meet the person you were always meant to be. The person who is not afraid. The person who is not limited. The person who is not waiting for permission. The person who knows their worth. The person who walks in purpose. The person who lives with passion. The person who finishes strong. That person is already inside you. They are just waiting for you to stop making excuses and start making moves. They are waiting for you to stop playing small and start playing big. They are waiting for you to stop living below your potential and start living in your power. And when you finally make that decision, when you finally commit to becoming who you were created to be, everything shifts. The universe responds. Doors open. People show up. Resources appear. Not because you got lucky, but because you got serious. Let me leave you with this. You were not born to fit in. You were born to stand out. You were not born to blend in with the crowd. You were born to lead. You were not born to survive. You were born to thrive. You were not born by accident. You were born on purpose, with purpose, for purpose. And until you discover that purpose and live it fully, you will always feel empty. You will always feel restless. You will always feel like something is missing, because something is missing. You are missing the real you, the you that is brave, the you that is bold, the you that is brilliant. Stop hiding. Stop playing it safe. Stop waiting for approval. Stop looking for validation. Stop making excuses. Start showing up. Start doing the work. Start believing in yourself. Start walking in your purpose. Start living like you matter, because you do. You matter more than you know. Your life has meaning. Your story has power. Your voice has value. And the world needs what is inside you. So wake up tomorrow morning with intention. Pray like your life depends on it, because it does. Read like your future depends on it, because it does. Write your vision like your destiny depends on it, because it does. Build relationships like your success depends on it, because it does. And step out of your comfort zone like your greatness depends on it, because it does. Do these 5 things every single day, and watch what happens. Watch how your life transforms. Watch how doors open. Watch how opportunities appear. Watch how you become the person you always knew you could be. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your turn. Do not waste it. Do not delay it. Do not doubt it. Seize it. Own it. Live it. Because you were born for this. You were made for this. And nothing can stop you except you. So get out of your own way. Stop sabotaging your own success. Stop disqualifying yourself. Stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Rise. Rise to the level of your calling. Rise to the height of your potential. Rise to the fullness of your purpose. And when you rise, you will lift others with you. When you shine, you will light the way for others. When you win, you will inspire others to believe they can win too. Because your success is not just about you. It is about everyone who is watching you. Everyone who is waiting to see if it is possible. Everyone who needs proof that dreams can come true. You are that proof. You are that testimony. You are that example. So go. Go and become everything you were created to be. Go and do everything you were born to do. Go and live the life you were destined to live. These 5 habits are not just habits. They are keys. Keys that unlock the door to your future. Keys that open the gate to your greatness. Keys that release the giant inside you. Use them. Practice them. Live them. And watch as your life becomes a masterpiece, a testimony, a legacy. You are not ordinary. You are extraordinary. You are not common. You are rare. You are not average. You are exceptional. And it is time you started living like it. It is time you started walking like it. It is time you started speaking like it. It is time you started believing it. Because if you do not believe in yourself, no one else will. And if you do not fight for your dreams, no one else will. This is your life. This is your story. Make it count. Make it matter. Make it unforgettable. I did these 5 habits every day, and they changed my life. Now it is your turn. Take what I have shared with you and apply it. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, but now, right now, this moment. Because the only difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do next. So do the next right thing. Take the next right step. Make the next right choice. And keep doing it every single day until those habits become your lifestyle. Until that discipline becomes your identity. Until that commitment becomes your character. And when people ask you how you did it, how you transformed your life, how you achieved what seemed impossible, you will smile and you will say, I did these 5 habits every day. And if I can do it, anyone can. Because it is not about where you start. It is about where you are willing to go. It is not about what you have. It is about what you are willing to become. And today, right now, you have the power to become anything you choose. So choose greatness. Choose purpose. Choose excellence. Choose to rise. But let me tell you what will happen when you start living this way. Some people will not understand you anymore. They will say you have changed. And you know what? They are right. You have changed. You had to change. Because the old you was not going to get you where you need to be. The old you was comfortable with excuses. The old you was satisfied with average. The old you was afraid to stand out. But the new you is dangerous. The new you is focused. The new you is unstoppable. And that makes some people uncomfortable. Do not apologize for your growth. Do not shrink yourself to make others feel better about their stagnation. You are not responsible for how people respond to your transformation. You are only responsible for staying true to the call on your life. Some people will celebrate you. Some will criticize you. Some will leave you. Let them. Anyone who cannot handle your growth does not deserve access to your future. Your assignment is too important to be delayed by people who want you to stay where they are. And here's another truth you need to hear. These habits will not make your life easier. They will make you stronger. You will still face challenges. You will still encounter setbacks. You will still have days when nothing goes right. But the difference is this. You will face those challenges with a different spirit. You will respond to setbacks with a different mindset. You will walk through hard days with a different strength. Because you have built something inside yourself that circumstances cannot touch. You have developed a character that pressure cannot break. You have cultivated a faith that fear cannot shake. The storms will come. Let them come. You are not afraid of storms anymore because you have learned that storms do not destroy you. They reveal you. They show you what you are made of. They strip away everything that is not real and expose what is authentic. And when the storm passes, you will still be standing stronger, wiser, better, because you did not just survive the storm. You learned from it. You grew through it. You became someone new in it. I am not promising you an easy life. I am promising you a powerful life. I am not promising you a life without problems. I am promising you a life with purpose. And purpose changes everything. When you know why you are here, you can endure anything. When you understand your assignment, obstacles become opportunities. When you are clear about your calling, rejection becomes redirection. Nothing is wasted when you are walking in purpose. Every tear teaches you. Every failure prepares you. Every delay positions you. Every closed door leads you to the right door. So stop complaining about what you went through. Start celebrating what you are becoming because of what you went through. Your pain has purpose. Your struggle has meaning. Your story has power. And one day, you will stand in front of someone who is going through exactly what you survived. And you will look them in the eyes and say, I know it hurts. I know it is hard. I know you want to quit. But do not quit, because I am living proof that you can make it. I am living proof that it gets better. I am living proof that your best days are not behind you. They are ahead of you. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Your new life starts now, right now. Not when everything is perfect, not when you have all the answers, not when you feel ready, but now. Messy, imperfect, uncertain, but moving. Because movement is better than meditation without action. Progress is better than perfection. And starting where you are is better than waiting for someday. Your someday is today. Your moment is now. Your time is here. Stop waiting. Start walking. Stop wishing. Start working. Stop dreaming. Start doing. The world is waiting for what only you can give. Your gift, your voice, your light. Do not take it to the grave. Release it, share it, live it, and watch as your life becomes a message that inspires generations.